Good evening and welcome to the June 18th, 2024 regular session of the Mayor and the City Council for the City of Hagerstown. This meeting is now called to order. First, we will have invocation given by Councilmember Schindler, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Honorable members of Hagerstown City Council, esteemed guests, and valued community members. As we gather today, let us pause to recognize the significance of Juneteenth. Let this be a time for reflection, celebration, and a renewed commitment to the values of freedom, equality, and justice for all. In this spirit, may our discussions and decisions today be guided by the principles of inclusivity and equity. Let us honor the legacy of those who fought for freedom and strive to build a community where every individual is valued, respected, and empowered. As we work together for the betterment of Hagerstown, may we draw inspiration from the resilience and courage of those who've come before us. Let us embrace the diversity that enriches our city and commit to fostering an environment where all voices are heard and all contributions are recognized. Let us ensure that our efforts today contribute to a Hagerstown that celebrates its rich tapestry of cultures and histories and where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you, and may the spirit of Juneteenth guide us in our deliberations and inspire us to work towards a brighter, more inclusive future for all. Thank you.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, some announcements. Rules of procedure effective December 15th, 2020. Use of cell phones during meetings is restricted. All correspondence for distribution to elected officials should be provided to the city clerk and should include a copy for the city clerk for inclusion in the official record. Our meeting schedule for July is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. There's no meeting scheduled. Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, there's a work session at 4 p.m. Tuesday, July 16th, 2024, work session at 4 p.m. Tuesday, July 23rd, there is a regular session at 7 p.m. Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, no meeting scheduled. And tonight we have appointments. May I have a motion to appoint to the Historic District Commission Mr. Michael Gear, term to expire June 30th, 2027, and Daniel Manatonic, term to expire June 30th, 2027. I know.
Madam Mayor, I move to make a motion for the Historic District Commission for Michael Gear, term to expire June 30th, 2027. Daniel Matonic. Oh, I'm so sorry. We all sorry. Term to expire June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And they're not here this evening, but the motion, I'll swear them in at a later date.
Okay.
And we have a proclamation for Pride Month, and there are board members here from Hagerstown Hopes. Would you join me at the front, please? How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. His hair.
Thanks.
It's wonderful. Oh, the hair. All right, so proclamation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, asexual, LGBTQIA plus Pride Month, June 24, Pride Day, June 28th, 2024. Whereas lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual LGBTQIA plus Pride Month is a month-long annual observance of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer history, and the history of gay rights and related civil rights movements. And whereas LGBTQIA plus Pride Month originated in the United States and was first celebrated in 1994. And whereas, according to the Library of Congress, the purpose of the commemorative month is to recognize the impact that the LGBTQIA plus individuals have had on history, locally, nationally, and internationally. And whereas, celebrations such as parades, rallies, marches, picnics, workshops, and concerts will attract millions of participants from around the world. Now therefore, I, Takesha Martinez, Mayor of the City of Hagerstown, do hereby proclaim and recognize June 24 as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual, LGBTQIA+ Pride Month, and June 28th as Pride Day in Hagerstown, Maryland. I encourage those in the city to eliminate prejudice everywhere it exists and to celebrate the great diversity of the American people. And it's personal to me. I had a transgender aunt that knew she was transgender from a child. And she passed away beyond 60 years old. And I know she would be very proud to see me here at City Hall as the mayor, because she would come in her fur coat to pay the light bill. And so I know she would be ecstatic. And this means a lot to me, that the work that you guys do within our community. I know it was very hard for her growing up in this area as a Black transgender and during that time. So thank you. And would you like to say anything? Would you like to say anything? Yeah, just talk. It's the mic right there. They got a new mic.
On behalf of Hagerstown Hopes, we thank the city of Hagerstown, Washington County, and the state of Maryland for being able to be us. It is important that we, as all citizens of our great community, are able to just exist, be affirmed, be loved, be celebrated, and be lifted up. And I continue to strive with everything that I work for, with our wonderful mayor and our city council and everyone, for a future that's better for all of us and all of our children. Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Picture. It's like I gave my speech.
Okay, here we go, and good smiles, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Citizen comments.
We have Eagle Scouts and
Oh, Eagle Scouts. Are they here?
Flag Day proclamation too.
Okay.
They're right.
Where am I? I'm all over there. Sorry. Look at that. Eagle Scouts here?
I don't know. Anybody, any of the Eagle Scouts here this evening?
No. Still recognize them. I went and sat down.
Those of you.
Okay. So these are special recognition for Dillian Elliott, Troop 26, Hagerstown, Maryland. We commend you for your hard work and dedication in reaching this milestone and encourage you to continue and set new goals and strive to realize them as you celebrate this accomplishment with family and friends, as well as Jonathan Fox, also Troop 26, and Joseph Fox, Troop 26. And Amy Riley.
She's not here. Nobody from the Parks and Rec Department could be here this evening.
Come on, Brittany, please.
Where's you gonna do it?
Eric.
Oh, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, come on, yes. Eric, I got tears in my eyes. I didn't see you back there. Hey, Flag Day for 2024. Yeah, this was supposed to happen right before the movie a couple days ago, and it poured down. It was a bad storm, so, yep. Whereas in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson established June 14th of each day of the year as Flag Day. And Flag Day is when Americans celebrate the meaning of their nation's flag, honor the traditions associated with its care, and educate those around them to its significance. And whereas the first U.S. flag featured the same 13 red and white stripes as seen in the flag today, while the number and arrangement of the stars has changed as the number of states has increased. And whereas Americans have commemorated the adoption of the stars and stripes in many ways, displaying the flag proudly in front of homes, at parades, and other patriotic observances. And now therefore, I, Takesha Martinez, Mayor of the City of Hagerstown, do hereby encourage citizens to observe with pride all ceremonies from Flag Day through Independence Day as a time to honor America, celebrate our rights and freedom, and to publicly recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Thank you for your work.
Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Good smiles, 1, 2, 3. Right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Agnes. I got the text. Okay, next up, now it's citizen comments. And we have one person signed up right now, Ms. Stephanie Phillips. Please step up to the podium. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Stephanie Phillips, Summit Avenue. Thank you all for your service to the community. During the most recent election, it came to my attention, I'm an independent voter, not eligible to vote at that time, that we had 2 new candidates for mayor. And if you do the math from the time Mayor Brucci resigned, we've had, or will have had by the time the next mayor is elected or inaugurated, 4 mayors in 4 years. In addition, we have 1 council member stepping down, and all 4 of the others showed up as being up for re-election. In theory, it's not probable, but possible that we could have a new mayor and an entirely new council. This area is vital to regional and national security, and your intersection interstates bring a lot of challenges. So I recommend you add 2 more positions to your board, and I recommend that you look at like the school boards, they have 9, and 3 seats open up at each election so that they have a strong foundation of continuation of leadership. In addition, I recommend that if we had a national emergency, it would be better to have all emergency services under the county and city leadership, not third-party contractors. And lastly, this is very painful to say, but with great regret, I say that that incident in front of the library might not have been an accident. And I don't make this statement lightly. I had a big hood over my head that day. It was cold out. I was tired. I never saw any of it. But I felt a very strong thrust in my back of the impact of the car, which sent me forward stumbling. Then I felt it run into me again and knocked me to the ground. And then I felt it run over my foot, and I heard someone yell, "Stop, back up." And then I felt it roll back off of my foot. And I thank the people of the community and everyone involved. But the driver never tried to slam on the brakes or avoid, and they could have. If they'd slammed on the brakes and steered away at the first impact, the second impact, running over my leg wouldn't have happened. That having been said, my family, my father's a very important and powerful man, and it brings along with it national security challenges, and I think y'all have handled it really well. That joint meeting between the city and the county commissioners in January, I also recommend you have one with our federal government. They have a strong presence wherever I go, and your intersection there of the highways brings other federal involvement. I think it would be really great if you all sat down together and worked together as much as possible for regional and national security. Having the federal involvement does make it difficult for the city and the county to do your job sometimes, and we want to make sure that you all have the resources you need and in an emergency can reach the full potential of all government services and the American Red Cross and FEMA. Thank you for your consideration. Anything else should be handled in a closed door session.
Thank you, Ms. Stephanie. There are no one else has signed up. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? And the public hearing, you said no email comments. All right. Thank you. Next up, we have a public hearing for annexation of 45 West Oak Ridge Drive, Building 2. Diana Vu.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses given and statements made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And please state your name and address for the record.
Joanna Wu, 1 East Franklin Street, Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm here to present for the public hearing for the annexation of 45 West Oak Ridge Drive. So this property is located at 45 West Oak Ridge Drive, tax map 57, grid 3, parcel 635. The property fronts West Oak Ridge Drive and is contiguous to the city and totals in around 52 acres. Per the March 22, 2022 annexation agreement, the property owner entered into an annexation agreement to receive city water and wastewater services with the following requirements: that the annexation of Building 1 doesn't start until use and occupancy or December 31st, 2023, whichever happens first, and the same for Lot 2, but it's December 31st of 2024. In an update, annexation of Building 1 became effective May 17th of 2024, and on April 1st, the property owner sent a letter to the city to request that we expedite the annexation process for Lot 2. It is currently zoned in the county as HI, or Highway Interchange. The city is proposing IMU, or Industrial Mixed-Use Zoning, and the adjacent city zoning is institutional. It is in the city's medium-range growth area, the urban growth area, and the state's priority funding area. To summarize the annexation plan, water and wastewater will be served by the city. This annexation will not involve taking ownership of the county roads. However, it would be appropriate to open discussions with the county on future ownership and maintenance responsibilities, since most of West Oak Ridge Drive will be within the city after this annexation. Public safety services will be provided by city police and city fire. Electric is provided by Potomac Edison. And the Planning Commission reviewed the zoning request and the annexation plan and recommended it positively. To comply with state law, 4 public notices were published advertising this hearing. Signs were also posted near the property to notify adjacent owners. And the plan and resolution were sent to the following agencies at least 30 days prior to the hearing, which include Washington County, Tri-County Council, and the Maryland Department of Planning. On April 23rd, the resolution was introduced and the annexation plan was adopted. We are having this hearing today on June 18th, and we will have another follow-up discussion in mid-July. And on July 23rd, the annexation resolution will be approved, and 45 days later, it will become effective on September 6th. And at this time, I would like to enter into the record the certificate of advertisement and the file by reference for A-2024-03. And that's my contact if anyone has comments.
No one has signed up for public comments, correct? Is there anyone that would want to speak on the public hearing? All right, and the record remain open for 10 days. We have approval of the minutes for April 30th, 2024, May 7th, 2024, May 21st, and May 28th.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of minutes as presented for the mayor and city council meetings held on April 30th, 2024, May 7th, 2024, May 21st, 2024, and May 28th, 2024.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And approval of the consent agenda?
Madam Mayor, hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Of approval of an ordinance amending the city code, chapter 117, recycling and refuse collection, sorry.
Madam Mayor, move to approve an ordinance to amend the city code, chapter 117, recycling and refuse collection, to specify the containers mandated for storage and collection of recycling and refuse of users of the city's recycling and refuse program, to make other revisions related thereto.
Second.
Discussion.
Madam Mayor, just as a point of explanation that not going to vote for this, as I mentioned in the introduction, I continue to have concerns that, even though this has been a long time in the works, about the refuse collection as it's now defined, or will be defined if this is approved, and the fact that it doesn't create a consistent service for all of our constituents. Some will have the service as defined in this, and some will not be able to have that service because of the configuration of the streets and parking and so forth. So, thank you.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance, amend the city code, chapter 140, the land management code.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and council approve an ordinance to amend the Land Management Code, Article 4, Sections H and O, by incorporating revisions to the building setback, building height, and parking requirements in the industrial zoning districts.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, local conversion district overlay at 132 Bethel Street, ZM 2024-202.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and city council introduce an ordinance for the local conversion district for the property located at 132 Bethel Street.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, landmark overlay at 132 Bethel Street, ZM-2024-02.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and city council introduce an ordinance for the landmark overlay for the property located at 132 Bethel Street.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, local conversion district overlay, 401 Center Street, ZM-2024-01.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the mayor and city council introduce an ordinance for the local conversion district overlay for the property located at 401 Center Street.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, acceptance of an easement from the Hagerstown Housing Authority.
Madam Mayor, I have a move for the introduction of an ordinance to accept a deed of easement from the Hagerstown Housing Authority for a portion of the Hagerstown Cultural Trail along West Baltimore Street. This portion of the trail was relocated to accommodate the construction of the Meredith Park Stadium.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, fiscal year 25, Community Legacy Fund application.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move the mayor and city council approve a resolution indicating approval for the city's fiscal year 2025 Community Legacy Fund application to the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. The application requests funding to assist with two projects. One, a $150,000 grant for a program to assist middle neighborhood emergency home repairs, and two, a $250,000 grant for a program to assist the initial funding for daycares.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, fiscal year 25, Strategic Demolition Fund application.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the mayor and city council approve a resolution indicating approval of the city's FY 2025 Strategic Demolition Fund application to the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. The application requests funding to assist with one project, a $150,000 grant for a program to aid life-saving fire suppression systems.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, lease agreement with Eldridge Drive Real Estate LLC for 929 Eldridge Drive, Hagerstown, Maryland.
Madam Mayor, I move the mayor and city council approve the attached resolution authorizing the lease agreement with Eldridge Drive Real Estate LLC for the property located at 929 Eldridge Drive for the use as the fire department headquarters. The approval provides that the city administrator may make administrative edits to the attached agreement if necessary prior to the execution.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution lease amendment for Market House 25 West Church Street.
Madam Mayor, move for the mayor and city council approve the attached resolution authorizing the lease amendment with Marketplace LLC to extend the lease agreement at the property located at 25 West Church Street, the current location of the fire department headquarters. The current lease expires August 31st, 2024. The extended lease term would begin September 1, 2024, and terminate on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, approval of an operating agreement with the Hagerstown Amateur Athletic Association Incorporated.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution to enter into an operating agreement between the City of Hagerstown and the Hagerstown Amateur Athletic Association Incorporated for the operating and management services in connection with the operation of the ice rink located at 580 Security Road. Excuse me. The term of lease shall be for 1 year from July 1st, 2024 to July 30th, 2025. Rent shall be $3,000 per month.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the guidelines and application for City Center Vacant Storefront Grant Program.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for the mayor and city council to approve the attached guidelines and application form to create the City Center Vacant Storefront Grant Program. Staff may make administrative edits with the approval of the city administrator. The program will be funded with $200,000 of awarded state community legacy funding.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Madam Mayor, I abstain.
Motion carries. Approval of fiscal year 2025 investment Hagerstown Grant Program funding levels.
Madam Mayor, I move for the mayor and city council to approve the Invest Hagerstown Grant Program's funding levels for FY 2025 according to the attached chart. The program includes 5 categories. 1, the City Center Redevelopment Grant Program. 2, the Citywide Redevelopment Grant Program. 3, the Homeownership Grant Program. 4, the Rental Property Rehabilitation Grant Program. And 5, the Commercial Sign and Facade Grant Program. Mayor and City Council approved the City Center Redevelopment Grant applications and will approve the reuse of any uncommitted, undispersed, and/or forfeited commitments in the City Center Redevelopment Grant category. The Program Review Committee approves the grant applications across the other categories and will approve the reuse of any uncommitted, undispersed, and/or forfeited commitments in all categories except the City Center Redevelopment Grant category, with the ability to reuse such funds across any of those program components. Funding of this program will come from the Economic Redevelopment Fund Invest Hagerstown line items in the FY 2025 budget.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Madam Mayor, I abstain.
Motion carries. Approval of full-time position, of 1 full-time position for Community Engagement Coordinator.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council to approve the conversion of 1 part-time position to full-time, 1 community engagement coordinator. This position is necessary to ensure continued events and special programming in the downtown core and address workload changes. This position will be funded by the general fund.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of collection bargaining agreement for IVEW Local 307.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the mayor and council to approve the attached IBEW Local 307 contract to be effective July 1st, 2024 through, July 4th, 2027.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of on-call electrical maintenance service contract from 7/1/2024 through June of 6/30/2025.
Madam Mayor, I move for the mayor and city council to authorize and approve MEC Inc. as the City of Hagerstown's on-call electrical contractor for various buildings and facilities within the City of Hagerstown on an as-needed basis for projects under $25,000. The departments that will be utilizing these services are as follows: Parks, Public Works, Utilities, Water and Wastewater, Fire, and Police. These services were formally bid in May of 2024 by bid number B1824.24. Contract term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, with the possibility of up to 5 additional consecutive one-year extensions, subject to the mutual consent of the City of Hagerstown and MEC Inc. MEC Inc.'s pricing is as provided in the attached chart.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a renewal of a memorandum of understanding for the Washington County Narcotics Task Force, the NTF.
Madam Mayor, I move for the mayor and city council approval of a renewal of a memorandum of understanding with the Washington County Narcotics Task Force. This MOU will terminate and replace the previously entered into memorandum of understanding dated November 30, 2015. The term of this agreement shall be for the fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, and unless terminated in accordance with the provisions of this agreement, will automatically renew each fiscal year thereafter.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. City Administrator.
Madam Mayor, got several things since this is our last meeting for a couple weeks. Tomorrow, city offices are closed in recognition of Juneteenth. We'll reopen on Thursday. The farmers market will be open on Thursday from 3 to 7 at Hatter's Plaza, which is behind the Maryland Theater. There's going to be 3 food truck Fridays coming up on each successive Friday. Each of them will be 11 to 2 in Wareham Alley. Tucker's Puckers is this Friday. Chilito Linda is the next Friday, and Diego is the third Friday. So look forward to that for lunches. This Friday night, Decades Music Series continues. The Reagan Years are this Friday, 6 to 8 in University Plaza. Thick and Thin Brewing will also be on site as beer sales. So get down here early for that. It's always a crowded plaza for the Reagan Years. The Miss Maryland Outstanding Teen and Miss Maryland pageants are this weekend. The teen finale is on Friday at 7 at the Maryland Theater. Miss Maryland is Saturday at 7. Dive-In movie on 6/28 at Potterfield Pool. That's at 8:30. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is going to be the movie being shown. Standard pool admission applies, and that will start at 8:30. The 160th anniversary of the Ransom of Hagerstown will take place on Saturday, June 29th, 10 to 4 at the Miller House, 135 West Washington Street. Vendors, a new exhibit, an art show. I think our very own Steve Buckmiller is going to be present there as part of the showcasing the new exhibit. And that'll be an interesting time. And I believe it's free admission to get in. Try to attend that. July 4th, Independence Day. That's on a Thursday this year. Fireworks at around 9:30. Bring a picnic, enjoy the show. Again, we hope for nice weather for that. And then the last 2 things are on Saturday, July 6th. The Caribbean Carnival will be on South Potomac Street with live performances, vendors, and a kids area. That'll be from noon to 8. And to complement that, in University Plaza will be a Jerkin Vibes Fest. That's also music and food. It's going to be, we're calling it a Caribbean takeover of the day in downtown, and I think both of those events will complement each other, and I think bring a nice crowd to downtown. And that is it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Rashad.
As everyone is clearly aware, it is hot. It's going to be hot for the next couple of weeks. So if you have the opportunity and the ability, and you have a senior neighbor, just encouraging folks to reach out, and if they need their yard work done or something of that nature, it's much better for to get out and help them do it than have them out in this heat.
Thank you. Councilmember Bruni.
Thank you, Mayor. As the administrator said, it's a short month this month, but there were still multiple things that are happening right here in Hagerstown. As council member, I attended the regularly scheduled conference call with our lobbying firm as we discussed legislative issues. On May 30th, I attended the Jonathan Street Historic Marker unveiling, and also on the 30th attended a meeting with the city's lobbyists. On the 31st, attended the Community Coalition post-session briefing meeting. Also on the 31st, I had the privilege of attending the spring Washington County Drug Court graduation ceremony, which is incredibly important because each one of those folks who are graduating from that program are still alive. Otherwise, they may not be. On June 7th, attended the Lowe's Community Appreciation Event on the 15th. Attended the City of Hagerstown Engine 202 Historic Marker dedication. And I want to thank Kay Osmer from the Parks and Recs Department for all of her hard work in getting that accomplished. Also on the 15th, I attended the city-sponsored Juneteenth celebration in Wheaton Park. Just an announcement, I hope that all Hagerstown's fathers had a happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, thank you. Councilwoman Burnett?
Well, the fact that our city administrator spent minutes listing all the events that are happening, which is just something that we all want, right? And more reason why I'm glad we approved for the full-time position for community engagement officer. So you'll get help, some more help, Brittany. Thank you for being awesome. And earlier this afternoon, I attended the Meritus Juneteenth event with the mayor. We spoke about, actually our second year now, what Juneteenth meant to us. Another opportunity to reach out and tell folks what's going on in the community and also how they can support nonprofits that are ran by Black people. And tomorrow's Juneteenth, so I encourage everyone to learn about the holiday. I encourage those to watch videos. There's a lot of information now, because one of the things that I shared earlier today was that growing up, I didn't know about Juneteenth. It wasn't something taught in my household. It's not until now that I'm teaching my daughter about it. So a long history of not knowing the holiday, because also there's a long history of slaves not knowing that we were free. So I encourage everyone to just learn a little bit more about other cultures and other holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Schindler?
Mostly, I'm going to echo the sentiment that it's going to be an exciting summer here in downtown Hagerstown. I appreciate Brittany and her team for all they do, and glad to see you get some extra help for all the hard work you're doing. And also, again, please educate yourself on the holiday tomorrow, and it's very important to learn from history, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to start Pride Month. I'm not really apologizing for being emotional. It just didn't hit me that it was Pride Month until I came in here and I was doing a proclamation. And one of the most special and most dear people to me was my Aunt Tamika Arrington. And she lived just behind City Hall. And she ventured out after COVID and went to go purchase a dress to attend her friend's funeral and got laughed at pretty bad. And she suffered depression, pretty severe, and didn't recover. Long story short, there was a fall. She was in a recovery house for a while, recovering in Baltimore because of her age, over 60 years old, and bone capacity, she didn't make it. And it's very, I don't really get a lot of time and moments to really feel and really celebrate those who have poured so much into me. But she's always been my Aunt Tamika since I was born, and I can hear her right now saying, Takesha, you did that. And so I just wanted to honor her right now on the record. And happy Pride Month. And it's very, very important that you don't have to, agree with everyone, but it's very important to honor and to be respectful and to love and love community. You never know what anyone's going through, and people matter to other people. They have family that they matter to. Also, Juneteenth. Councilmember Schindler, your invocation, thank you. Thank you for specializing your invocation around the holiday, around freedom, around liberty, inclusion, equity. Thank you for that. That was also touched me in my heart. Very emotional. I think that it started earlier today with Councilwoman Burnett and I watching the video at Meredith about Juneteenth. Thank you, Meredith, for having us, and to each and every person that spent their lunch break learning about what Juneteenth meant to us as elected officials in the city of Hagerstown. Thank you, Dolman Black Heritage Museum, for an amazing celebration in the park on Saturday. And also the fire department, wow, y'all showed off. It was very nice. Thank you for coming out and doing demonstrations. The kids were so excited. I mean, I was actually excited. I was like watching the fire truck, and I mean, it was just awesome. So the demonstrations you did, your presence was just amazing, and we truly felt the love and the recognition from the city. Also, city staff, former council member Alicia said city staff was amazing, and it was awesome. And so thank you to each and every person that was on Saturday at work, making sure that the community had a good celebration. Thank you. I want to say, yeah, it's summer, and last time we had a meeting, I spent time saying that, you know, this is the kids' community too, and I also, yeah, it is the kids' community, and also adults, please, please, please know where your children are. And also, if we could have some conversations around respect and around safety, because it's important for us to keep them safe, but it's also important for them to understand how respect and the people that keep them safe, how much, you know, they should learn how to appropriately carry themselves. I've spent the last couple of days maneuvering. I was out with Captain Langston last night in a couple of different communities. I was on foot the day before, and it's a lot going on, and a lot of it is coming from youth. And I just have to say, if your child is 14, 15 years old and you don't have a tight leash on them and don't know where they are, I challenge you to really know where they are. Safety is important, and safety first. And I'm trying to be very diplomatic in my conversation, in my words, but I needed to get across to the constituents that it takes all of us. It takes all of us, and these young people need to understand that we can't keep them safe if they're causing the problem and they're causing safety issues. I want to say thank you to Steve Owens. I looked at 2 of his properties, and I just shouting him out just because. I mean, when I walked into the property, I had a hard hat sitting there, but there was also 2 Hagerstown hats. I mean, each and every time that I see him, he has a Hagerstown hat on. He's very prideful. I walked into a building that they just started working on a week ago, and it was a building that was abandoned and that people had been breaking in and sleeping and messing up, and now it's going to become a home to 4 or 5 different people. And so each and every investor that invests in downtown Hagerstown, thank you. The Black Empowerment Economic Summit was awesome at the Maryland Theater. Thank you, Kaleem and Henry Smith, Kaleem Johnson and Henry Smith for doing that, and to Erica Bell and, oh my goodness, Chuck for being awesome and amazing hosts. It was an amazing time. DJ Shaky Biz, I mean, it was hard to know that we were there for a summit. It felt like we were there for a party. And so Saturday was a day filled with great things happening. And I just want to say happy anniversary to the Austins. They live on Locust Street, and it is their wedding anniversary, and they are just a mom and dad to that entire community. They are pastors. They Sunday school pastors. I mean, they just are wonderful people that live in our downtown area, and I just hope that they have a good time celebrating them tonight. And with that, we are adjourned. Let's go to the beach.